right now, what you are seeing is the corporate press. I've long said they're the enemy of the people, of course, but it's not just the corporate press. It's a lot of different entities and corporate entities that are extensions of like the authoritarian left. Now, this isn't anything that has started. And this, I guess, if there's anything that you can appreciate, no matter where you're at on the political spectrum, is that Donald Trump exposed a lot of people. Not saying that he directly exposed people. Him existing drove a lot of people to tell on themselves. More so is what happened on pretty much every single side of the spectrum. So it's become more apparent what it is that these guys are. You can argue that they've been that way, but now they have really shown themselves. Right? And, we did a video not too long ago after the George Floyd thing. And it's hilarious to see like the Antifa types or the Black Lives Matter types to think of themselves as the resistance, right? And hashtag definitely post even Donald Trump, even before the whole George Floyd. And it was hashtag resist. You remember that? And they talked all this stuff last year, 2020. I keep forgetting that it's 2021. But all that noise they talk, resistance, resist. To that I ask, resist what? How could you ever fix your mouth or your fingers if you're typing to say that you are part of the resistance when your political position is adopted by the educational elites, and the academic, of course, elites, the economic elites, and the entertainment elite? So everything that we consume in terms of media, your political or social opinion is adopted by them. How could you be serious and present yourself as any resistance of anything? You are the establishment, if you will. Saw this meme, which was a great way to put it. The revolution, thanks to the following sponsors. And it has like all of these different corporate entities, CNNs, all of this. I believe that some of you guys saw this, which is hilarious coming from this particular company. I'm going to read it real quick. Bob, I never knew I said Chapek, dipshit, of the Walt Disney Company, says, yesterday was a sad and tragic day for our country, one unlike any other in our history. Like you guys understand, like, this is why you have to consider these guys the enemy of the people, the corporate, because what they do, it's not just the corporate press, it's these companies as well, is that they make up fucking scenarios. What happened at the Capitol is not anything close to as like deadly of an attack that we've ever seen. It's not even close. Like, it's not even over the course of the last 365 days. It is it's not anything close to that. But they have to try to perpetuate this idea for the reason as he's about to express. What we saw was an egregious and inexcusable assault on America's most revered institution in our democracy. First of all, Bob dipshit, who in the hell, who made this claim that the Capitol building, or Congress in particular, is the most revered institution? Where are we getting that from? It goes to show that when we use the term like cathedral, and we say that the state is who it ultimately is, and that they worship, this is what we're discussing, guys. And they're telling you, you got the Schumers of the world calling it the sacred temple. This guy calling it the revered institution and our democracy. First of all, if something is attacking democracy, that is a fantastic thing. I will say that every time I discuss that word. Thankfully, the democratic process that we hold dear, I don't know who we is, we maybe as in the elites, say it ultimately prevailed. Now more than ever, it is imperative that we come together as a nation, united by our, oh my God, blah blah blah, decency, all this bullshit. It's funny how the people that want to control you have no, they like, we got to come together, guys. We're in this together. We have to come together. Be unified, be decent, be kind. If you're an asshole authoritarian, I don't give a fuck about your kindness. First of all, I can argue that you're not kind, but people that talk proper and are authoritarian, that don't mean shit to me at all. This is why I know y'all love everybody's favorite half black president, Barack Obama. He's not the first black president. Bill Clinton was. Neither here nor there. But everybody's favorite half black president was so suave, right? And he talked good, and he was decent. He cracked jokes, sang Al Green, and wore a fucking tan suit. Meanwhile, this motherfucker bombed more countries than Bush. All of that immigration bullshit y'all were talking about, as if you'd act like started with Donald Trump. Believe it or not, in his first term, Donald Trump, well, only term as it's going to be, Donald Trump deported less immigrants than Barack Obama. That's not my opinion. And no, that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that they redefine what a deportation is. No, including actual removals, physical removals. Your beloved half black progressive president did more of that shit than any other president before him. Not my opinion. Go look it up. Go look it up. Don't take my word for shit. Go look it up. But he talked good. And he was nice. He bombed. Motherfucker was bombing hospitals, yo. He was bombing hospitals. And now all of a sudden, these guys just, goes to show if you speak well and you're nice, like you present yourself as nice, you can be the devil. You can be literally the devil. But more so what I wanted to discuss with this, before I kind of went on that little tangent, is that you're seeing these guys, as was pointed out right here, these same companies, Chevron, talking about this peaceful transition. Everybody wants to know about their opinion on this. Coca-Cola, Axe, even body spray, right? And when it came to, for months, and let's just get to the facts real quick, okay? Facts, not opinions. Post George Floyd, y'all destroyed more property, like billions of dollars in damage across multiple cities, burning people's businesses into the down and looting everything up out of there, small and big. Billions of dollars worth of damage, like I said. Violence. A lot of people were killed. 20 or so plus of some of these protests. And then you account for all of the things that basically you say happen. If you care that much about police officers being injured and all of that, that's something that you seem to prioritize. All of that stuff happened to a larger degree. And over the course, let's say this. This is almost existing in like every state. Not every state, but it was damn close. It was all over the country that this happened. And what did they do was they came out around the same time and backed the movements that were holding protests that were responsible for this shit. And again, I'm not one of those guys that's going to be wishy-washy about this. It don't take much for a protest to turn into a riot. So this whole idea that they're disconnected to that, let's say this. They were either not powerful enough or not firm in their message enough to prevent people from utilizing their movement to do bad shit. And you know why? It's because of this, like this right here, where your politicians, your government officials, your academic elites, your corporate elites, and your entertainment elites either acted as if the shit didn't even exist, or worse, they authorized it. It's just property. What's the big deal? Why you care more about that than you care about black lives is what they said as they burn your shit to the ground. This is why it's always so hilarious to me as a libertarian to hear people talk about companies and corporations, which, if you know what an actual corporation is, like the legal definition of what a corporation is, it requires the state. But it's hilarious that they try to pin that on us, when the people in your boards and all of those guys, even the rich people that you claim to hate, back your fucking movements. They ain't libertarians. We got maybe one, the Whole Foods CEO, and that's fucking it. That's all we got. Aside from that, nearly top to bottom, not only it's not even that they don't support libertarian causes, they support things that are antithetical to liberty. Those are y'all's guys. And this is why they support y'all's causes. And this is why when the cathedral gets attacked, they clutch their pearls, though there was more examples of more people dying, more property damage that came from the movement after George Floyd's death. That wasn't a problem. They even came out and backed your movement. Donating to these crooked ass organizations, that's what they did. So you have to peel some layers here. What is it that they're actually saying here? I'll tell you what they're saying. You can attack your neighbor, take everything he has, put his life savings into that bar. Doesn't matter. Put his just blood, sweat, and tears into building a business. Nobody cares. They'll take everything. And it should be authorized because insurance, even though we know that a lot of insurance, depending on what kind of insurance they have, it doesn't cover it. You can beat up your neighbor. You can kill your neighbor. All that's fine. But what you can't do is flip desk at their little cathedral that literally houses the criminal class, and houses one of the biggest criminal organizations in the world. That's fine. You can't touch that. Kill, steal, rob from your neighbor. And these corporate entities that you try to pin on libertarians don't support our causes. They support y'all's. And if you actually, again, start peeling some layers here, you'll see it's kind of what they've been doing forever. That's why they benefit a lot from the regulations that have, the licensing. They aren't in favor of the market. They aren't even in favor of competition. But they will use the platform to perpetuate this nonsensical bullshit. Those are your guys. So if you're the fraud who think because you are in opposition to Donald Trump, you're part of the resistance, no. I hate to be the guy to break it down to you, fella. You are the establishment.